going to be taking a look at the pinnacle of the Mini brand, the Mini GP3. Today we have with us Nick from the Mini Vlog, and we'll be answering together whether or not this car is still worth it in 2024.
See what makes it uniquely a GP3, how it is to drive, and how it's aged over the last few years.
My name is Ethan, and this is Nick, and welcome to Car Creations. What makes this car uniquely a GP3? Well, first off, the first thing you notice are these large fenders that go around the wheels. Now on this car particularly, we have a very special number one. We have these amazing alloy rims as well as these huge brakes, bigger than anything you see on any normal F56 hatch.
Another thing that makes the GP3 unique, we have the GP badge on the front and this grille, which is unique to the GP3, along with these larger intakes down at the bottom. It looks a lot more aggressive than most modern JCWs or Cooper S's.
And interesting to note, Mini even tried to save weight on the indicators right here because they put the indicators from the base Cooper onto this car, which I presume is lighter. And then coming to the rear, we have this huge wing along the back that has GP written on both sides in red and really sets this car apart from any other Minis. Instead of JCW, we have GP written here.
Down here, we've got the GP diffuser, pretty unique. And then in between that is the GP exhaust. That's basically the only car you can get that on. It's really nice looking exhaust, really easy to clean too.
Other than that is pretty much all the differences on the exterior. However, if you pop the hood, there are a few more things that sets this car apart on the outside. So under here, the first thing you'll notice is the engine cover that has GP written on it in red, really bold and makes this engine bay look really cool. And then you also have the strut brace that runs across, which no other Minis have, and definitely something I want to retrofit on my car. All right, so coming to the interior, the first thing you'll notice is that there's a red bar that runs across the entire rear of the car, and that is used for securing your luggage, and maybe also it supplies a little bit of bracing for the back of the car.
There's also no back seats, so you can only take one passenger with you. It also has the words GP molded right into the side panel.
When you get in the car, you immediately put your feet down, and on the carpet has GP embossed right into it with its fancy red stitching around it. Looks absolutely fabulous. If you get in the passenger seat, you look forward, and the first thing you notice is this 3D printed panel with your GP number written on it. And then the cockpit itself is very different from a lot of Minis. So first of all, we have the very premium JCW seats, but instead of saying JCW in the back, they say GP. The steering wheel itself is different. It has this 3D printed little 12 o'clock insert right there, and it also has these 3D printed metal paddle shifters with the letters GP written on them.
Another unique thing about the GP is it has a really hard plastic door card. They do this to save weight, and as a result we don't get any ambient lighting inside the doors. Another thing I want to mention is that you do get these nice red seat belts standard in the GP.
So after taking a look around, we're gonna jump in the car and take it for a little rip and see what this car is like to drive. All right, this is gonna be epic, guys. Takes you to go to jail speed very quick.
Yeah.
It kind of urges you to go faster and faster. I'm trying to be gentle on GP number one.
If it's cold or any moisture on the ground,
yeah,
it very easily comes out on you.
Yeah.
The back end will slide around.
So Mini took the brakes on this car from the original M2. So these huge brakes pull this tiny car to a stop super quick. And they are insane. And the suspension in this car is also unique from any other Mini. It's a lot stiffer, and a lot of other Minis will give you a looser suspension option when you're not in sports mode. But this car, full on sports mode all the time, and it sticks to the road, but at the same time, if you go on a bumpy road, your teeth are gonna be rattling around your head.
So the GP3s only come with one option for engine and transmission, and that is the 8-speed automatic. Now a lot of people are bummed that it doesn't come with a manual transmission. However, this car accelerates so fast and shifts so much quicker than anything I could ever think of that I'm kind of glad that it is automatic, because I want to keep my hands on the wheel. So these cars come with 301 horsepower. I don't know why it has that one little extra, but I'm not complaining. And actually, to win this right to buy this car, I had to submit a video that was 30.1 seconds long, which you can go check out on my channel.
The exhaust gets so hot that you can actually hear it ticking when you're driving. And we just had to pull over and show you guys because that is absolutely crazy. So this car looks amazing and this car is amazing to drive. But the biggest question we probably have now is, what is ownership like?
So ownership for me, for this car specifically, is a little bit stressful at times because it is number one. I want to make sure I take really good care of the car. And so I don't take it on any treacherous drive, any bad weather, or anything like that. And I always take really good care of it. I also don't modify it. I want to keep number one as close to stock as possible. With the exception of changing the beltline trim, I haven't done anything to this car. It's a really fun car to bring to events. It draws a lot of attention and people come to see the car. If I could do it differently, I would get 2 GPs and then modify the other one as much as I wanted and then keep this one really nice.
The answer is always more minis. Depreciation.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me to answer because I don't think this car specifically has depreciated as much as the other GP3s. Yeah. However, if you go look at used GP3s, they really have not come down much from their original sale price, even being 4 years old almost at this point with miles on them. Yeah. So I would wager to guess that this is probably lowest depreciating mini model out there.
So should you buy one of these cars in 2024? Nick has answered and he said absolutely yes. And I think from looking at this car and taking a close look at all the details and seeing what sets it apart, as well as looking at how unique it is, and with its great performance, plus, if you compare it to other similar hot hatches, it still can hold its own. I guess if you like minis, and if you want the best performance mini that Mini has to offer, absolutely. Definitely go out and buy your own GP3 if you can find one. We hope you enjoyed. Please make sure that you like and subscribe as we really appreciate it. Most of all, we hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.